Guys, I've been working out for 2 years consecutively now, but I can confidently say that I've made the most gains and the most changes to my physique roughly in the last 10 months of training. Let me explain. This is a picture of me 1 year into my lifting journey, and it's clear to see I did put on some muscle, I had some decent definition. As you can see, I have very long arms, but for some reason, I just couldn't fill out my shirts. I was training consistently. I was going to the gym 5 days a week, sleeping good, everything was good. And there was only one thing that was missing: my diet. So throughout my fitness journey, I've always seen these fitness influencers that I follow on YouTube, talking about the importance of eating, and especially when you're trying to gain weight, when you're trying to gain size, put on muscle. But I just didn't realize how important it actually is, especially for us guys who are very, very skinny. See, the truth is, when you start lifting, those first 6 months, you will see gains. Inevitably, you'll see those newbie gains. You look bigger. You get those veins in your arms. You feel big. But at some point, I realized that my physique is not getting any better. I'm not developing more muscle. I'm not gaining weight, and I had to change something. So today I'm going to share with you guys a few important tips on how you guys can improve your diet and start eating more if you're a skinny guy trying to gain muscle. These tips are coming from experience, and I'm going to share this with you so that you guys don't make the same mistake I did and you maximize your gains. Guys, the fact is that as a skinny guy, if you're not gaining weight and you're not building muscle, you're just simply not eating enough. Most skinny guys think they're actually eating enough, and the fact is that they are not eating enough. And I'm a victim of this as well. Think of it like trying to build a house without bricks. The bricks are the meals. Lifting is the stimulus and food is the building material. And the harsh truth for skinny guys is that it doesn't matter how much you train, how hard you train, if you go to the gym every single day. If you're not eating enough, you will not grow. Look at this photo of me. I was going to the gym consistently. I wasn't tracking my meals, and I just wasn't eating enough. And it showed on my physique, The scale doesn't lie, guys. If you're not gaining weight, you simply aren't eating enough. It's only when I realized this and actually focused on my diet is when I started seeing the scale move, and I started seeing myself get bigger and more muscular. Now that we've established that you do need to eat a lot more to gain weight and muscle, the second thing we need to do is establish how much do you actually really need to eat. Speaking from my experience, I never used none of these fancy calorie tracking apps like MyFitnessPal, Chronometer, Calorie. I never used any of those. Personally, I didn't believe in using them. What I did have, though, was a scale where I used to measure the amount of calories, the weight of my meals, so I could get a rough idea of how much I'm eating. Another thing I started doing was increasing the portions of meals I'm eating in a day. Every time I would have a meal, I make sure I have a very big portion of whatever I'm eating. Another thing I started doing that has really, really helped me to get more calories in is I've started separating my meals throughout the day. What I mean by this is I'll have about 6 meals a day with a lot of volume, with a lot of quantity, but I have like 2 hours in between my meals. It's hard at first, as a skinny guy, I know it's not easy to just suddenly increase your calories just like that, but if you try to space out your meals, you'll get there. The body will get used to it. The body will get used to a high volume of calories, and eventually it will become normal. Another thing that I started doing was I started having a lot of shakes. I think liquid calories are the hack. Especially if you're a skinny guy, you should be having liquid calories. You should be taking protein shakes, high calorie protein shakes. It's an easy way to get it down, to get those calories in, especially if you have days where you're not able to get all the meals you can. you make a shake, to compensate for all the meals you've missed, and you can load them with whatever you want. Now I'm gonna give you guys some of the mistakes that I made so that you guys don't do them as well. The first mistake I'm gonna caution you guys about: the scale doesn't lie. Guys tend to, as a skinny guy, you might think you're actually gaining weight, you might think you're changing, you might think, you're eating enough, you might feel full, you can't eat anymore. Guys, the scale does not lie. I made the mistake of not tracking my weight. I'll just eat till I get full and then I think, I'm gonna grow. No, don't do that. Make sure you guys are paying attention to the weighing scale. You should be weighing yourself every 2 weeks. If you see you're not gaining weight, you're not eating enough. I don't care how you feel, how your stomach feels, you can't eat anymore. All of that doesn't matter, bro. If you're not getting weight up on the scale, you're not eating enough. Guys, I've gained a tremendous amount of muscle and I've seen so much improvement in my physique just in these last few months. Eating enough isn't optional, especially for skinny guys. It's basically the foundation of your gains, bro. Once you actually dial in with your diet and what you eat, your workouts will finally pay off, bro. Make sure you guys smash that like button if you've enjoyed this video, if you've learned anything from this video, if it's helped you in any way. Leave a comment as well and any videos in the future I should make, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.